What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to jump your OBD0 to OBD1 distributor without the need of a jumper harness. This is going to save you anywhere from $16 to $40 depending on how bad you get ripped off. It's a very simple process. Literally all you're doing is an adaptation on the harness. So you're going to want this little plug here from an OBD1 harness. You're going to want this from an OBD0 distributor. You're going to want this guy from an OBD1 harness, which is a 7-wire connector. And then you're also going to want one of these. Depending on what kind of OBD0 distributor you have, you might have a square one. I accidentally grabbed a square one from the pick apart, so I have the wrong one. So I didn't want to rip up this OBD0 distributor. That's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is just depin this and do it a little bit differently. That's perfectly fine too. If you don't feel like soldering in the cables themselves, you can just depin and repin everything. It'll work perfectly fine. That's what I'm going to be doing, but if not, just go to pick apart, cut one from like as much as you can get, and then you'll have that piece here where you would basically solder that in as well. So the first piece is going to be this guy here. This one is self-explanatory. All it is two cables. There is a blue cable and a yellow and black cable. All you have to do, as you can probably guess, is just connect the two. Now you're also going to need a few other little bits and pieces of tools. You're going to need wire strippers, just basic wire strippers from Harbor Freight. Cost you a couple bucks. You're going to need either a soldering kit or some butt connectors. I recommend soldering better because it is inside a hot engine compartment and it's right next to the cylinder head, and the distributor is a very vital component of your vehicle. So I don't recommend just using electrical tape or just butt connectors. The shrink wrap butt connectors that are weatherproof are a lot better than these. So if you are going to use butt connectors, make sure you use the ones that come with shrink wrap, because they're going to be a lot better than these guys here. The other ones won't allow moisture. So I'm going to be going the soldering route. I also have some shrink wrap that I'm going to be using. If you're going butt connectors that come with shrink wrap, you won't need extra shrink wrap unless you want to, but I'm going that route and I'm not going to be using this. But this will work just as fine as long as you can shrink wrap the cables and the connections. I recommend getting a little bit of dielectric grease so you can put under the shrink wrap, just so it can keep the moisture out. And then you're going to need some kind of pick tool if you're going to be unpinning. So the first part, you got to join these two guys together any way you can. That's self-explanatory. This guy here is a little bit more complicated, so let me explain this one a little bit further. There you have it. As you can see, that's literally all you do is just join those two together any way you can. Highly recommend soldering and heat shrinking. And then now you can actually plug this guy in the distributor like that. And then this will go into your OBD0 harness without any further modification. So for the other connector, it can be a little bit tricky. I'm going to put a diagram down below for which wire goes to which wire on the different connectors. That way they all match up. I'm not going to go through each one and show you, but I'm going to put that diagram below and I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. It's the same exact thing. You just have to connect the wire to the correct wire on the plug according to the diagram down below, and she should be good to go. Please double check, make sure you have them in the right place before you finish up. Otherwise you might have a non-working harness and you don't want that. So for you, you probably have this connector cut out from here, but I don't want to ruin this distributor and I don't feel like going to the pick apart to get another one of these connectors. So I'm just going to depin this one. That way I can just repin another one on here if I ever decide to use this OBD0 distributor again. If you are going to depin, you want to go that route. It's really simple to depin OBD0. As you can see right there, already removed one of the pins. It's really simple. All you have to do is, if you look closely, there are those little white tabs underneath the pins. So if you see there's a pin coming out, which is that metal part, there's some pins right under it that are plastic. All you have to do is press down on those and it will release. Okay, literally all you have to do is come in right here and you just push down on them away from the pin, and then you pull from the back and they'll slip right out. So unfortunately I don't have any pins laying around to do the whole repinning, so I ended up just cutting it. That's fine, because in the future I could just repin a plug on here. It won't be that hard, so that distributor will still be good. But for right now, I'm just doing the soldering on it. This middle wire here, the white wire, goes to the white wire there. Okay, so the next wire, the orange one right next to it, goes to that pink wire right above the white wire. So if you can see there, those two go to the very middle of it. And then the very top one on the OBD0, this green and yellow one, will go to the green and yellow on here at the very top next to the empty one. It's kind of hard to see. It looks black and yellow, but it's actually green and yellow. So yeah, so that's pretty much all there's to it. If you see here, if you look at it from this angle here with the yellow wire up top, which is number 7, these two are 3 and 4, and the two on this side are 5 and 6. So I guess you can say the two light colored ones with the little blue stripe are 3 and 4, and then the two blue wires with the yellow stripe and the no stripe are 5 and 6. And then you can just trace 5 and 6. 5 and 6 go directly to those two blue wires there with green and yellow respectively. If you look closely, they're at the bottom part with number 7. And then 3 and 4, which are these two right here, these ones go up to the row right above the two blue wires. So it'll be this orange and this whitish wire. So basically just this third row right above these two blue wires. And that's all there's really to it. This is how you make your own jumper harness. You can just connect this end now to your distributor. Make sure it's an OBD1 distributor. OBD0 distributor will not work for OBD1. The internals are different. But basically all you do now is plug these into your harness and you're ready to go OBD1. So that's basically it. Just go slow. Either butt connect or solder them in. Go slowly. And if you have any questions, remember, Google's always there to help you if you are having problems with the wiring. Especially for this guy here, it's a little complicated, but not too hard. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.